Hey there, my name is Brad Walker, and here is your 10-step first-time buyer's guide for buying a home in Canada. We're going to go through each step briefly. I don't want to make this video too long, so if you have any questions about each of the steps, feel free to comment below and I'd be absolutely more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. And as always, scroll down and give this video a like. I'd really appreciate it, and it helps get this video in front of other first-time buyers or other people who are wanting to learn more about the process of buying a home here in Canada. Alright, well, let's just get right into it. Step 1 is getting your down payment. Now, this is the first thing you're going to need to do before you're able to get out there and buy a house, is you need that down payment. So how much do you need here in Canada? Well, the minimum you're going to need is 5%, but it tiers up depending on the value of the home. So if you're under 500,000, the minimum will be 5% down. If you're between 500,000 and a million, you're going to be 5% down on the first 500 and 10% down between 500 and a million. And if you're looking at over a million, you're going to be putting 20% down for your down payment. So to throw out a few examples here, if you were buying a $300,000 home, you're going to have to put at least a $15,000 down payment. If you were looking at a $700,000 home, for example, you're going to need $25,000 for the first 500 and $20,000 for between 500 and 700. So you're looking at a minimum of $45,000 down for that $700,000 home. And if you're looking for a $1 million home, you're going to need to put that $200,000 down. Now, of course, you can put more than that. And what's the difference between putting less and putting more? Well, the big difference will be the mortgage default insurance that you pay. So anything under 20%, you're going to be paying a mortgage default insurance. And basically what this is it protects the lender in case you default on your mortgage. So if you do put 5% down on a property, you will have a premium applied to your mortgage depending on the value of your home that you will have to pay. But most of the time it is more worth it to pay that premium and get into the housing market than it is to wait until you have a full 20% built up. Alright, well, now you got your down payment ready to go. Your next step is going to be your pre-approval. So pre-approval is exactly what it sounds like. It's a lender that pre-approves you for a certain purchase price for you to go out and buy. Now, how do you go about getting this pre-approval? Now, you'll see these quick pre-approvals online. Those aren't the full pre-approval that we're looking for. What you need to do is you need to either book an appointment with a mortgage broker or a bank, and they'll be able to work you through and get you a proper pre-approval done. There's a few benefits to getting this pre-approval done. For one, it's good to be able to tell the sellers that you're pre-approved so they don't have to worry as much about your financing going through. Two, once you have that pre-approval, you know exactly what your limit is, so you know you're not going to go out and try to spend a bunch more and then get declined. So you know whereabouts you need to be shopping in terms of a price range. And then three, oftentimes you'll be able to lock in an interest rate. So if you're going when interest rates are low, you can lock in that rate, and if interest rates go up, you'll still be able to get that low interest rate that you locked in when you did your pre-approval. Now, your next question might be, well, do I go to a bank or do I go to a mortgage broker? So the difference between the two is if you go to a bank, you're going to be sitting down with the bank employee and talking about their product that they are going to offer you in terms of the mortgage. If you go to a mortgage broker, they're actually going to shop around for you to a bunch of different lenders and find you the best product for you. So which one's going to be better for you? Oftentimes I find it's best to go to a good mortgage broker and let them shop around for you and get you the best mortgage. Though that being said, if you have a great relationship with your bank and if you're comfortable with your bank, then you can also go there, get that pre-approval. If you want to keep everything in the same spot, you're definitely able to do that as well. Alright, now on to step 3, which is finding a realtor. And this could be step 2 or step 1, depending on which order you want to do things. But your third step, if you haven't done it yet, is to find yourself a local realtor to help you with the purchase. Now, I am a real estate agent here in Alberta in Canada, but of course you can find a real estate agent wherever you are. Now, the role of the real estate agent is to guide you through all the way from start to finish, to getting the keys to your home, to make sure everything goes smoothly along the way, and to guide you specifically through each step, whether that's going out for showings, setting up the showings, getting the offer written up, explaining the offer to you, all these things to make sure that you know exactly what's going on, take off some of the stress on you, and be able to apply some of our knowledge and expertise to answer your questions, all of those things as we go through the process. Now, the best thing for you as a buyer is you don't pay any of the realtor fees. The seller of the home that you buy is always going to be the one to pay the realtor fees, so you get all the expertise, all the knowledge, and all the guidance without the cost. So definitely important. get out there, find a local realtor that you trust and that you work well with to be able to guide you through that entire process. Now, I'm a real estate agent here in Airdrie, Alberta, but if you're anywhere else in the country and you're looking for a realtor, feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to pass along a name of someone local in your area that I would trust to help you through the process. All right, well, now you've found a realtor, you've got pre-approved, you got your down payment. Next step is starting to get to the fun part, is figuring out what you want and what you need in your house. So you'll need to determine these lists of things that you absolutely need in your house, whether that's a certain amount of bedrooms, certain amount of bathrooms, if you need a garage, don't need a garage, whatever that may be for you, figure out what those needs are, and then also figure out those things that you'd like to have, but you don't necessarily need. And once you've done that, your realtor can punch those into a search direct from the MLS so that you're only going to see the homes that match that criteria, and you can start choosing from there. Which brings us now into step 5. Viewing homes. Now this is where it gets to be the fun part. Looking at the homes that you've seen online and you like, now you go see them in person. So a few points to make when you're going out viewing homes is, of course, don't look at homes that are going to be way above your price range. You want to be sticking to that pre-approval amount so that you know you're going to be within your budget and able to get approved for any of the houses that you're looking at. Now, depending on your market, you might be able to look slightly above if you're going to be able to negotiate them down, but if it's a really hot market, then sometimes there isn't going to be as much room to negotiate down. So again, your realtor will be able to help with that in determining if there is a chance that you'll be able to negotiate these homes down, or if you should be looking strictly within that pre-approval budget. Now, what I usually like to do when I'm booking a showing tour with buyers is I usually like to get 4 to 8 homes in a row, bunch them up so that we're not needing to go out for one house here, one house there on different days. Get 4 or 8 together so you can get out, look at a few at the same time, start comparing them, and see which ones you like better than others. All right, well, you've found the house you like, and that's going to bring us to step 6, writing the offer. Now, the first thing your realtor should do when you find a home that you want to write an offer on is to pull the recent sold comparables so you can determine what a fair market value of that home would be. That way you can start to base where you want to start your offer at. And when you're looking to write an offer, you're going to have a few things to discuss with your realtor. You're going to talk about purchase price, what you want for possession day, what conditions you're going to have on the offer, if there's any other terms on the offer, if there's a deposit that's going to be going with the offer, all these different things that you're going to want to make sure to go through with your agent. Now, most people, especially if you're a first-time buyer, are going to be writing a conditional offer, meaning that there's going to be a couple conditions to that offer for the buyer to be able to do some due diligence on the property before they make it a firm sale and a firm deal. Typical conditions are going to include things like a financing condition, a home inspection condition, or a condo doc review condition if it's a condo that you're purchasing. So you've submitted your offer, you got it accepted, and now you move into step 7, your condition period. So the condition period is usually going to be about that 1 to 2 weeks to give you some time to do your due diligence on the property. This will be things like your financing. So you yourself are already pre-approved, but your lender still needs to look at that purchase contract and to look at the house that you're purchasing as well to make sure that they want to lend on it. So that's why we have that financing condition in there. So everything will get submitted to your mortgage broker or to your lender, and they'll get started on getting that final approval. Now, while your lender and mortgage broker are working on the financing side, you're able to go ahead and get a home inspector booked to go through the house top to bottom and find out anything that's wrong with the home. Now, it is important to understand that whenever you have a home inspector go into a home, they're always going to find a list of things that are wrong with the house. And it's up to you and your realtor to determine which items, if any, you would like to get fixed or you'd like to try to negotiate a price reduction for. Another common condition that you'll see is a condominium document review. This will be from any condo board. If you're buying a condo or a townhouse that has a condo board, you'll get all the documents, and you typically would like to have a condominium document reviewer look through those documents to make sure the board is in good shape and it's being run properly and with proper financials in place. Other conditions that you might see on a purchase contract could be a well and septic inspection if it's an acreage, or any other conditions that might be specific to any specific property. Which brings us now to step 8, which is removing or not removing those conditions. So if you get through the condition period and you've got the financing final approval and you're happy with the home inspection and you've satisfied any other conditions that you have on the purchase, you can waive your conditions and at that point it becomes a firm sale, meaning the sale is 100% happening at that point. Now, if there is any issues that came up with financing or the home inspection, you can, on the flip side, not waive your conditions, which would mean that the sale is no longer happening and it falls apart. So at this point, if you did waive your conditions, it's really just a matter of getting ready and preparing and waiting for that possession day, whenever that is. Which brings us to step 9, which is getting ready for possession day. Now, a few things that you're going to want to do before your possession day is you're going to want to get your utilities set up. So get things like your electricity, your gas set up, your internet and cable set up if you're wanting that for the day you move in. And also you'll need to get home insurance set up for the property for your possession day. And if you need to get mail forwarding from your previous address, make sure you do that to your new address as well. Now, at this point is also when you need to get a lawyer involved in the purchase, and you're typically going to need to set up a meeting with them about a week or two before possession to make sure you have all the documents ready to go. And that now brings us to step 10, which is possession day. So what's going to happen on possession day is that the funds are going to be transferred from your lender to the seller's lawyer or to the seller, and once they have received those funds, then the keys are released to you. So at that time, you'll usually set up a time to meet at the house with your realtor, you'll get the key, and then the house is yours. Well, that about does it for our first time buyer's guide and the 10 steps to buying a home here in Canada. If you have any questions, write them down below in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer those questions that you have. And please scroll down, give this video a like, and also subscribe to the channel if you're looking to learn more about the buying and selling process here in Canada. My name is Brad Walker. I am a realtor here in Airdrie, Alberta, and we'll see you next time.